Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Here we are, the two of us today.
Indeed.
I'm back.
Yep. Back in the area.
Yeah, back in the house. Back in the house. Max is missing today now.
He is, yeah. Absolutely disgrace. Well, I'd say it's a disgrace. His day off today, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, to be fair. Yeah, we were a bit behind because we had a big power cut yesterday, didn't we? So,
all the power went out, yeah.
You know, that's why we were struggling to get something out yesterday, weren't we? But anyway, back in action now. So,
But massive fight coming up this weekend.
Yeah, indeed.
It's one of them fights where I've been watching Jake Paul fight a few times, and when it first started, I was like, couldn't really take it serious.
Yeah, it's a bit of a reality type of personality and a bit, you know, I don't know a massive amount about him, and these sort of like celebrity boxing matches don't usually take much notice of them. I don't really take them that seriously, but...
So when Mike Tyson's involved, you've got to have a look at it, haven't you?
It's just
He's
slightly different with Tyson, isn't it? Well, he absolutely is, isn't he? He's probably the most famous fighter ever, pretty much apart from Ali.
Yeah, maybe Muhammad Ali. Yeah,
two of them together, I mean, everyone knows them, don't they? But Tyson in his prime.
For me, when Tyson was in his prime, for me, I think Tyson was the best heavyweight that's ever lived.
He was incredible.
For me, that's my opinion. But again, it's
opinion.
People,
it's big
people
opinion.
say Muhammad Ali, people say Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, people say people like Sonny Liston in that weight division, you know. But he was absolutely. It's definitely up there in the top two.
But I've not really seen much about anyone talking about it. So I wanted to have a look at this video. This is why Mike Tyson will end Jake Paul.
Yeah, because I was saying
Jake Paul's quite a big guy, man.
He is. Yeah, he's not small, is he?
No.
Because I was saying yesterday, I've not heard much about it. I thought he'd been called off, but then you informed me it's this weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend. Yeah.
So
it originally got postponed from July, I think it was.
Right. Okay.
So it got postponed.
That's
and
right.
and Tyson's trying to stay away from a lot of people so he doesn't get ill or anything like that. So
right. Okay.
Fighters, the promoters are saying it's 100% going to go ahead.
Yeah.
And also, let's see what this guy's got to say. This is why Mike Tyson will end Jake Paul.
Look, I'm 43 years old, I'm fat, and I'm overweight. Who am I gonna fight? Really, be honest.
Fight fans, welcome back.
Well, greatness is when you make your delusions your reality. Something that's just totally unbelievable to the human's imagination.
Until now, the pre-fight buildup has felt somewhat manufactured. Jake's been pushing buttons.
There's a reason why I have the same birthday as Customato, because I'm gonna teach you how to box, Mike.
And Mike, so far, has refused to bite.
I can't even get mad at this guy because everybody know this guy's talking out of his
It all seems like fun and games, right? Sure, at least for now.
Jake Paul.
But if Jake Paul does cross the line, even by an inch, this friendly setup, bubble-wrapped in fight night stipulations, could quickly devolve into chaos.
Mike Tyson is a caged animal who at any moment can explode into a murderous rage.
After all, this is the same man that took swipes at police in a post-fight melee.
It is complete bedlam, and Tyson is just taking swipes at anybody in front of him.
And lunged at his bitter rival before the biggest fight of their lives. Tyson evicting Jake Paul's soul from his body is the outcome the majority seem to be hoping for.
Mike Tyson's not losing to him. I can promise you that, Skip.
So here we look at 10 reasons that Mike could pull off the most satisfying victory in boxing history. Welcome to a Motivedia presentation.
Jake needs these guys. Jake needs Tyson and needs all these other people because everybody's going to tune in to hope that Mike Tyson knocks him out.
I'm not sure.
What, that he's going to win?
No, I'm not sure that everyone's tuning in to where I watch Mike Tyson knock him out. I think a lot of people will be. I don't think everyone is. Jake Paul's got a lot of fans as well. And he's like I say, it's a massive money day.
He's obviously popular. Otherwise, people wouldn't be paying to watch it, and it would be. Did he say he wants the biggest grossing fights?
I think it's the biggest grossing fight outside of Las Vegas.
Is it? Right. Wow. Some going that.
Yeah, it'd be huge considering some of the places have been fought over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I think Tyson's got a purse of about 20 odd million, and Jake Paul's got a purse of about 31 million. I think it is.
That is a big purse.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a massive attraction on the fight. Netflix have got it. Netflix are going to stream it.
It's obviously
it's at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
He's obviously a popular guy, Jake Paul. Otherwise, you wouldn't get that many people watching, and he wouldn't be getting that big a purse. So
huge.
You know.
Yeah, but he looks like he's trained very, very hard for this.
I think you'd have to.
Oh yeah, you'd
have to take it seriously. You're always thinking,
no.
Tyson's a bum now,
He's
and he's
old,
past it.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you'd be absolutely foolish to do that.
I mean, I've seen Tyson
Yeah.
train and all that, and whether his balance is there and his strength and his speed, he's obviously not to what he was when he was knocking out people like Trevor Burbeck and people like that, and it's definitely not there.
I think a lot of it with Tyson is metronomic, isn't it? The way he moves. I think
Yeah,
I've seen him in places here and there.
He's fought at the highest,
Just doing it, and
level.
you think he's just still got the moves. He's still no. He's just sort of like robotic sort of thing.
You've seen people like
certainly.
Jake Paul. He's beat people like Nate Diaz. Obviously UFC type boxers and things like mixed martial arts and stuff. But going into a ring with Mike Tyson's very, very different to what he would have been going through.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's going to be facing someone completely different than he's faced before.
He's facing a psycho that's been the heavyweight champion of the world, probably one of the best heavyweight boxers that's ever lived.
Yeah,
and
he's had some of the biggest knockdowns in history as well,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
So
we look back and look
the
at
guy
some
knows
of
how to do it.
everything,
You know what I mean?
think,
I don't think he's like. It's not like he's not going to go there and think, "Shit, how do I box again?"
Have you seen what shape he's in, Tyson?
Yeah, he's in good shape.
He's in good shape. Yeah.
Good. So, be interesting.
Right. They're not tuning in because they think Jake Paul's a great fighter and they want to see him compete. Jake fought a guy who was his age and was also considered a boxer.
Oh yeah.
And he lost.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So far, Jake has mainly feasted on an appetite of retired MMA fighters and non-boxers. When he did cross the line, albeit marginally, in February last year, Tommy Fury showed the difference.
It's all a joke. I'm ending you February 26th, and you already know it.
In the dressing rooms. I want clean fight, okay? Touch glove, go glove.
Cautious of any return fire, Jake found himself excessively hugging, clinching, and a lot more hesitant at range.
Who did he knock out? Little children. He didn't knock out Tommy Fury.
Tyson has spent a career in this position, being clung on to for dear life by fearful opponents.
He's not listening to Rivera at all. He's just going to continue to hold until he just physically forces him out. Can't say I blame him.
He will cut angles on the inside a lot more effectively than Fury. And if you put Mike in Tommy's place for that flurry at the end of round one, things probably end a lot differently.
It's a good left hand as well that got through. The first meaningful shots of the fight landed right at the end of the round.
I don't know, I feel like that's kind of disrespectful of Jake, though. He said he want to be a real boxer, but he's challenging these retired fighters, or this is like the first real boxer he really fought. Tommy Fury don't really count.
And he kind of had me in a headlock.
I'll tell his uncle that.
Opens his glove and puts his hand over my mouth.
When Jake's brother fought Floyd Mayweather back in 2021, he was surprised at all the subtle intricacies and veteran moves that kept Floyd one step ahead.
He knew where the ref was. He knew to cover my mouth. Straight up in the middle of the fight, I'm like, and I get up and I'm like, what the fuck? I just missed 2 breaths.
Mid-fight game changers, some barely noticeable, that you can't really prepare for.
In my head, I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is like one of those old school boxing tricks that you like hear about. And I missed the breath. I got up. Whoa, that was crazy. And I'm sure he's got 1,000 of those up his sleeve.
We're getting to see strange things happen in boxing.
As another elite-level operator, Mike has seen it all before against bigger, stronger, and more dangerous men.
Holyfield bit by a dirty Mike Tyson.
So whether it's some of those questionable tactics on the inside, or whether it's an ability to throw off Jake's game plan and make him fight scared, it's almost certain that Tyson will have a trick or two up his sleeve.
It's all about the experience of being in the ring, fighting. It's all about getting comfortable with the ring. That's what experience is about.
There's nothing to lose for Tyson. If he wins, people are going to thank him. Thank you for ending this charade, they're going to say.
The strongest I've ever seen you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the strongest I've ever, and I know you since you're 13.
We've heard it a million times that power is the last thing to go.
He can still kick some ass. There's no doubt about it.
And whilst it's debatable, it has been proven in certain cases by some age-defiant veterans of the past.
I'm proud of myself and it's showing the world.
Yeah, Big George was there for a long time, wasn't he?
He's brilliant, wasn't he?
You can
That didn't look real.
as long as you want, not when people say it.
But it's experience as well, isn't it?
Danger factor remains
Yeah, he had bloody lump hammers over for hands.
George, he was a big lad in the end,
yeah.
George Foreman.
Yeah.
He's probably like 2 or 3 stone heavier than his pomp, but
you seen that
you know,
punch you through there to knock it. I can't remember who it was. He knocked out there, but he just sort of
it's like slow motion, wasn't it?
Just like dropped it.
He
like,
probably had
boom.
about 19, 20 stone behind him then as well, though, didn't he? But he used to, I love George Foreman. He's great. What a personality.
Jake's margin for error, especially early on, is minimal.
What happens when Jake Paul gets in trouble against a real-life killer?
Additionally, the problem child is certainly not without flaws. He's faced criticism surrounding his footwork and displayed a tendency to drop his hands.
We seen you punch. Eyes closed half the time. Half your knockouts, your eyes is closed. You just throwing a haymaker. That shit ain't working on Mike Tyson, man.
So if Jake doesn't take this quite as seriously as he should, or suffers a split-second lapse of concentration, it's curtains on November 15th.
Actually fighting a guy who finally, I know he's much older than him, but is naturally the bigger guy.
In his move up to heavyweight, Jake will be coming in 20 pounds heavier than usual.
And I'm only growing. You know, like I think I'll get up to 240 and then probably cut down. So I'm like way faster.
The 220-pound version won't look as ripped and won't be as mobile as the man who faced Mike Perry. And whilst his punches will undoubtedly carry a little more thud, the power doesn't often follow fighters upwards quite as...
Wearing 14-ounce gloves as well, not 10 ounce.
So
softer punch, softer.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Dramatically as they expect.
And Jake Paul is about 200 pounds. You got about 20 pounds.
Are you kidding me? He's only 200? Oh, gee. This is worse than I thought.
That was his last fight.
First on the scales, the most famous athlete in the world, Mike Tyson.
Weight-wise, Tyson will be roughly the same, but his body is used to maneuvering at this weight and used to handling far bigger and stronger frames than Jake's.
But the first thing I notice is he's built like a beast man. He just looked like he weighs 300 pounds, but he's short, but he's tall. He's like a giant wolf.
Another factor that aids the older, more experienced fighter is timing.
Well, the old Tyson's not completely gone, is he? He bites the glove and comes around with an overhand right.
Punch resistance, speed, and reflexes certainly won't favor the 58-year-old, but crafty veterans are able to predict movements, force mistakes, and capitalize.
Spot a mistake as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Jake Paul, he's too inexperienced, I think. I think Mike Tyson is going to catch him and stop him.
So even if Jake carries his weight well and comes in razor sharp, Tyson will make his own moments count.
He has the size to cause... Oh, there he is. Punch in the fight from Tyson.
He still has that, where he can weave, he can slip, he can create the openings to give himself the possibility to unload a bomb on your chin and get you out of there.
Mike's always been one of the best students of the game since his tutelage under Cus D'Amato. So with a built-in calmness and ability to think under pressure, he'll also know when to pounce and how to catch Jake crossing his feet.
Hey, let me just be honest. He's improved a lot. Yes, he did improve a lot. But he's not going to have a good night when he fights me on July 20th.
Mike was throwing hard shots, devastating shots to Roy's body. Again, I was living the 1980s through this 50-year-old Mike Tyson. I wasn't able to be around at that time, so this is my opportunity to live that now.
When Mike fought Roy Jones back in 2020, a no-knockout clause left a lot of people underwhelmed.
I really wanted the old Tyson that he's like, I haven't slept with my wife in a year. He goes, I don't care if I live or die. That's the Tyson I wanted to see. I wanted to see him to be ferocious.
The muscle memory was evident for both, but many felt that Mike could have ended it whenever he wanted.
He still has that sort of innate power. When he went at Roy Jones' body, he was rocking his body. And Roy Jones woke up on Sunday morning a sore, older man at 51 years of age.
Absolutely. But the referee tell me, let him go. You think I'm gonna let this crazy man go?
He was not letting it happen.
Listen, have you seen what his uppercut has done to people twice my size?
Bobbing and weaving his way in, finding angles, only to pull his punches when in range.
That's two hard right hands dug into the body by Mike Tyson.
The post-fight recollections, however, where Roy credits just how dangerous and switched on Mike is, even at this age, makes you question what version Jake might actually be fighting.
Do you not fear a little bit for Mike and how old he is?
No, I don't fear for Mike and how old he is. Mike's a very rugged guy. You know, when I was in there with Mike, Mike still was hard to hit, and Mike still can hit hard as hell. That's the real question. How much can Jake survive? That's the real question.
Does that get you nervous, thinking about like the fight getting closer?
It's a good nervous.
I'm not sure about that. It's scaring me watching it.
I know, yeah.
I'm fearing for him. Oh,
Excited, but with a slight bit of worry, yeah.
Slight.
Fortunately, Tyson versus Paul doesn't have a no knockout stipulation that we know of, and Jake Paul isn't Roy Jones.
Mike still got it, so he hits him, he's going down.
You think he knocks him out over there?
I don't know. I don't know how nice Mike will be, but if the killer Mike goes in there, yeah, he's putting him down.
So whilst everything we've seen so far has felt relatively manufactured, the second it's not, and the moment it steps a little bit beyond the confines of entertainment, is the moment things get a lot more interesting.
You know, I have to be the mean guy in order for me to perform the way I perform. I just have to have that aura.
Mike, you're jumping around. You seem to be a little anxious. I'm just ready to get it on and crush this guy's skull.
The respect is there, but Tyson won't be taken for a fool. So whether we see a genuine mean streak revival from the man who used to target his opponent's nose bone with gruesome intentions could make all the difference.
What is that feeling like when you f***ing take your fist and you f***ing pound someone till the point that they pass out?
It's like drugs.
Right.
It's like drugs. It gives you everything you want.
Yes.
But it takes back so much more in return.
Fighters are different than any other human being on Earth. And the greats, the best of the best, that's who they are. That's how they're built to the core.
Expanding on the power retention theory, and despite being a shell of his former self, Jake has still never been hit by someone who punches like Mike.
So that's when he got in that ring, he had to show Mike right away, because he said, if you show that you're scared of Mike, he will demolish you.
Right, as soon as he sees it.
But
he's
Evander,
like a pit bull.
Silva, Perry, and Woodley could all crack, but MMA power and boxing power just aren't the same.
So the time you spent to get really, really great at striking would be time not spent addressing the clinch and grappling, which would be a much more higher yield use of your time. So that's why I think MMA fighters generally grapple better than they strike. It's because it's smart for them to do that.
The technique and skill required to land the punches quite as effectively is what's missing.
But where the boxers excel is the art of boxing, being able to land those punches in the right spots at the right time.
Tommy had ways of setting his power up, and Jake didn't like it.
Good start to the round here from Tommy Fury.
So if or when Mike actually lands clean on Jake, even in 16-ounce gloves, the problem child might be in some trouble of his own.
All Iron Mike Tyson needs to do is look as good or better than Tommy Fury to give Jake Paul some huge problems.
Paul lose, then it's all over. All this party's over, and then we're not gonna have this much fun again.
Some sort of shape to be able to deal with this kid. He's convinced it happens, and like Mike can choose his time whenever he wants, and it'll be that easy.
A good game plan, especially when the stakes are high, can make all the difference. But if a larger and more muscle-bound Jake Paul is packing on extra size in hope of beating Mike at his own game, then he might be barking up the wrong tree.
Mike Tyson is pretty straightforward technique to counter him, and to me that's exciting and gives me a lot of confidence.
Instead, his best interests lie in the deeper waters of this 8-round showcase.
What Jake Paul gonna do if Tyson hits him in the body?
I think the only thing Jake is probably banking on is taking Tyson in deep waters because he's older. That's the only thing I can see.
For Mike, it's
It's only,
I think
it's only,
so.
It's only 8 2-minute rounds, though. I think
2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Right, I was going to say, I thought that maybe the longer it goes on, I think maybe the stamina might be a bit more of a problem for Tyson because he's quite a bit older, isn't he? But
2-minute rounds, though, it's not. I mean, listen, it's still going to be fucking exhausting.
Yeah,
for
he'll
both
pick
of
his
them.
times. I just think with Tyson, I think if he can pick a 4 or 5 punch combination and hit a couple of them at least, then I think that's where Jake Paul's going to be in trouble.
I think what you want to happen in the fight is Jake Paul to come out and like rile Tyson right off the off.
Yeah.
And then let Tyson get proper like angry.
Maybe elbow him or something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
or...
just something a little bit wrong, you know, and see what happens.
Yeah, or low blow or something like that.
Yeah.
Those 5-second training snippets, despite being impressive, aren't realistic, and they don't tell the full story.
Those tiny little 3-second clips. Anyone can look good for 3-second clips, especially someone like Mike Tyson.
What they do show, however, is Tyson's path to victory. And that's a split-second burst of something Jake's never really seen.
Say what you want. This crowd rose as one and gave him a massive ovation. The Tyson phenomenon is still alive.
Tell us what you think is going to happen in this fight and where you think it's leading for you.
Well, I'm in great shape, and I'm just looking forward to doing some serious damage.
Mike wouldn't come into the fight if he had nothing to offer. But helping to guide Ngannou to that success against Tyson Fury will remind him of what can be done using that all-important element of surprise.
No matter how the fight goes, let's don't forget, this can't really fight.
And similarly, all the pressure will be falling onto the shoulders of his opponent.
It's going to be more action. It's going to be a firefight, more punches, and it's going to be a sprint in there, so I think it's more entertaining for the fans.
The majority feel that the opening 60 seconds is Mike's window to capitalize. So in that respect, it's just like the Mike Tyson fights of old. You need to get your popcorn ready, drink in hand, and just don't blink.
Yeah. I'm not sure which way it's going to go.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think, because of the money involved, maybe there's a stipulation that don't end it in like 2, 3, 4 rounds. You know, maybe they'll probably get the money's worth and make it last a bit longer. Where
I don't think Tyson would agree with that. I mean, I know it's big money, and Tyson likes the payday.
Yeah,
or maybe even needs the payday. I don't know, but I just
as long as there's no clause that says there can't be a knockout. But I just think Tyson, even after 8 rounds of 2 minutes, I still think he can come up with a combination that does for Jake Paul. I just, even with the heavier gloves on,
especially watching Paul against Tommy Fury and stuff like that, didn't really set the world on fire there.
No, I mean Tommy Fury.
And that's the first real boxer he's fought.
Yeah, to be fair, he's not a great boxer anyway, is he? He's not in like a world class title fight type boxer anyway, is he?
No.
But that's the first proper boxer who's at a probably right age where he could sort of like be gauged against, and I suppose he did okay.
Yeah.
But Tyson.
What I don't want to see though is like if he does beat Tyson, this becomes like a bit of a I don't know, and he beats him under circumstances where everyone goes, well, I don't know, and then it's like another one. Then Cal Frock comes out of retirement, and fights him, and then someone else comes out of retirement. Next thing, George Foreman will be being lined up, and you know what I mean, things like that. And I don't want to see that. That just becomes like it becomes a bit of a circus.
Then,
And boxing is a bit of a circus. Boxing needs to be put back on the right track.
It does really. Well, this is what this type of fight has been like for me. It's been a bit of a circus all the way along for me, and you put some names up there like Nate Diaz, and you put Roy Jones Jr. up there, and people like that. And you think you know the names, and you think could be interesting, but I suppose it's still entertainment, isn't it? If people are going to pay to watch the fight, then fair play.
It's up to them, isn't it? It's almost like the wrestling. When it's come to this, but I think with Tyson,
I suppose so.
Tyson's one of them. I don't like Tyson. I don't like happy Tyson. He doesn't suit him.
No, you want him angry, don't you?
I want angry Tyson.
You don't want him smile at press conferences, do you? You want him scowling, don't you? Say, I'm going to crush this guy.
Throwing punches here, there, and everywhere. Everyone's in front of him. Pushing people and saying bad things. That's what you want out of Mike Tyson. That's Mike Tyson that we all know, and that's what made everyone love Mike Tyson.
Of course it is.
No one likes Mike Tyson smiling and joking and stuff like that. Everyone's like, it's this guy. No one wants him.
Exactly. You don't want, especially in the ring anyway. Leading up to a fight,
you want him coming out like
you want the real
with a stare with no top on. Just coming out and just sort of like throwing like proper combos that's going to put people on their arse.
Proper evil stare that he's
got. And if he has got that and he comes out with that and he does throw big combos and Paul sort of like stands his ground and sort of like throws back and all that, and game on.
Fair play to him if he does that.
It's got to be the real deal.
He's still got some balls to go in there with him, I think, because I still think Tyson could be a hell of a dangerous guy without a doubt. Yeah. So to actually go in there with him, 30-odd million helps, I must admit.
I think they could have been. The thing I saw the other day where he wagered his 31 million with the Irish girl who's fighting on the same card, on the undercard.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I just think they could have been opponents he probably could have handpicked a little bit more believable, safer if you want.
Yeah, maybe.
But with Mike Tyson, you're going for probably the toughest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
Scariest guy on the planet.
Absolutely, you just never know what's going to happen with him, do you? So it'd be.
But you see some of these doormen that work on doors throwing punches, and like you said, like that guy said in there though, anyone can look good over a few seconds.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Of
course
big guys like that. Whether Paul can tire him out and sort of like take him and sort of like wind him a little bit in the first couple of seconds and sort of like drain him, and then he's got a chance.
Maybe. I mean, we've seen a few clips there where obviously Tyson looks great, but he won't be doing that for the whole 2 minutes of every round. But like I say, if you just put a 3, 4, 5 bunch combination together, I think,
and then step back a little bit and then put it on another one.
Yeah.
But you see what his brother was saying. He was learning lessons from Floyd Mayweather when he fought Mayweather.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, and he put his hand over his mouth. That's things like that you probably won't. I mean, he probably knows about him now, but you know about that when you're sparring as well.
Yeah.
With things like whoever he's sparring. I don't know if he's sparring with Jake Paul.
Right. Okay.
But
these experienced boxers, they know all the tricks, don't they?
Yeah, they've been in the ring. I don't know how many fights Tyson's had, but he's
had enough to know it all. I think, without a doubt.
Yeah. Anyway,
but it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments who you think you're going for.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for. Do you want to make a prediction on it? Go on.
I'll go for Tyson. I hope Tyson in the 6th round.
I'm going to go Tyson. Tyson 4.
Tyson 4.
Yeah. I just don't think it'll go the whole way. If it's a real fight, then Tyson 4.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Right.
Let us know what you think as well.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you think, like I say, and we'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.